Well, I want to welcome everybody tonight and thank you so much for joining us for the kickstart of our cycle training that Shelley had this amazing idea to kind of gather our thoughts and what we needed to really help us grow and move faster in our businesses. And I'm really excited about this because, when I started this business, over 35 years ago, this was a big part of our trainings with my upline Al. He was very, very strong in focusing on our goals and relating them to the marketing plan and how we actually achieve our goals using a system. So I want to thank you so much, Shelley, for spearheading this, and I know some of us have had a really good month. Unfortunately, month is just closing for us World team members today. So it's been a little crazy, but there's a few things that I know that happened. I know Leonie, congratulations on your 4,000. Frances did hit her 1,000. I know Shelley, you had an awesome month. You hit your car bonus this month, which was a huge goal. We're going to be talking and focusing on that a little bit as we go through this session. And Joan, you had a great volume month, and Virginia, like everybody. Anyways, I just wanted to say, I know all your work and everything you've done, is really starting to show. And I think once Shelley helps us understand what to focus on, and how to plan our month, our week, our weeks and our month and our years, right? It's really important that we have a clearer vision so that we can dream bigger. So Shelley, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to let you take it away.
Thanks, Nada. And yes, let's keep this momentum going. Welcome back to part 2 of 3 of this section that we're doing, which is the visions to the goals to the plans. And last week we started with the vision, and I hope that you have, like I said, the tip of the iceberg, but an idea of some of the things that, like Nada said, you're dreaming big, different things that you want to focus on now and as it will evolve into long-term vision. So the next thing that we want to look at is our goals. And when we look at our goals, we actually have to look at the end. The same with our vision. We talked about what do we want people to talk about at our funeral for our eulogy, and then you build towards it. So it's the same thing with your goals, where you start at the end and then you kind of work backwards. And so I'm hoping that I've simplified this enough. And if it's new to you, it'll take a few times to get the hang of it, but I'll try to walk people through. If you have questions, send them off to Nada, and then we'll look at them to see if we need to if the upline needs to sit down with you and kind of go over things, or if we address it the next week, if it was some comment that came in from quite a few people. Right now, if you have some comments about this being helpful, let us know in the chat. That would be great. That at least we know that we're in the right direction of what people would like to help build their business. So we're going to start with our goals, short-term, medium-term, and long-term. And I'd like you to select one thing from your vision that's connected to your Neolife business, whether it's moving up a level, and we'll explain that for those who aren't sure about that, whether it's having income to pay for something. So I want you to select one, but we're actually going to go through a few steps and then revisit this. So if you're kind of going, I'm not sure where to put it or what it is, don't worry about it. We'll actually do a full circle here. So short term is something that you think you might reach in a week or a month. And then you'll go, well, Shelley, you have a month in both short term and medium term. Was that an error? Well, no, it's not, because it depends. If you are somebody that says, hey, I just really want to get going, maybe a month is short term because you want to really move through the business and really build. For other people who might be part-time or, fill it in the gaps, business, it might be a medium goal because it's going to take you longer to reach there. And so at medium term, I wrote month and a year. And the same thing with long term. I have year in 2 different spots, but then I also want you to think 5 years, 10 years, and to dream big. So let's pick something that you want to work on And let's just kind of fill out a couple of things. I'll give you some time. What are some of the things that you want to accomplish in your Neolife business? Some different goals. And we're going to be talking about goal setting. So if you're not even sure how to write them or how to put them down, don't worry about it right now. I just want you to kind of get some ideas flowing in your head as I go through this process. Okay. So the biggest thing as you do this is, okay, so I have this goal, but now how do I reach it? How many points do I need to get there? How many members do I need to sign up for the money? So that's kind of where we're going with this. So if you want to go to the next slide, Nada. And you can keep putting things down. So let's look at the path to the top. When you start, you are a promoter, okay? And to have a business, you need to have 30 personal points. Point value, that's what PV stands for, 30 PV. And each of the products has different point value, and as they move out of the warehouse to your members, if the point value adds up to 250, that's where you get your first bonus rebate. And then once you get up to 500, then your rank advancement goes to manager. 1,000 is senior manager. Executive manager is 2,000 PV. Director is 4,000. Emerald Director is 4,000 as well, but it just means that you've been consistent month after month at that level. Once you get the World Team, then it's your 4,000 plus a little bit more to get the 6,000, plus somebody else who you've worked with to help them become a director is the other 4,000. So at World Team, you need 10,000, and then it increases from there. So for now, we'll kind of stay down in the lower areas just to kind of see where people are moving forward. But if you have chosen that you want to get to a rank advancement, well, now at least you know what your PV is. So make sure that you write that down. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So here's the question. I want to become a manager, but how exactly do I do that with the products and the points? So I'm going to be sharing a couple of different ways. So first of all, I'm going to say the one that works in the quickest, maybe quickest isn't quite the right word, with the largest amount of point value is the Shape Up solution. Okay, so that's why it's hooked in with our NeoFit. That's why NeoFit 90 with the Proven 33. That's the one where you're going to get 146 PV. I'll also say the skincare is 147 PV. Okay, so those two are similar in terms of when you're starting people. Here's the difference. If you want to become a manager, which is 500 points, when you have 3 people plus yourself on the Shape Up solution. So you go out, you say, yep, I want to do the NeoFit 90, and you get 3 of your friends together and they're doing the Shape Up solution as well. You then have just reached manager because you have enough points for it. What does that mean money-wise? When you kind of say, I need this much money in order to buy this or go here or whatever, that means $128.31 from your check that month. Okay. Plus, when you have 3 people using the health pack, in this case, the Shape Up solution, yours is free the next month. So that's an additional $322.35. And I want to really thank Winston and Joan Poon for pulling this together with all of the numbers. It's been fabulous to be able to say, can you help me with this? So thank you so much for helping out with that. So if you are looking at a senior manager, you now want to talk to 6 people because you're getting the products yourself. And remember, senior manager on that chart was 1,000 points. So as soon as you have 6 people plus yourself using the Shape Up solution, you are right at senior manager. Okay. Then if you look at how much money will you make, $352.38, right? And then you also get 2 Shape Up solutions because now you have It's 3 for free. 3 people for the first solution, 3 people for the second solution. Okay, let's move up a little farther. Executive manager is 2,000 PV. Now you're talking with 13 people with the shape up solution. And I know, all of our businesses aren't completely all shape up solution, right? Some are obviously some are less than that. So we're going to be getting to that. I just want to show you how it's possible if that is your focus for the majority of your people. Okay. So that's going to give you $949.60. With the shape up solution, you get 2 of them again. And then director is 27 people because you need 4,000 points. And that gives you 2,367.75. So you can see how it jumps monetary wise from manager to senior manager. Like it just kind of, it doubles. So, 500 to 1,000. And then it goes it doubles again, 1,000 to 2,000. And then it doubles again, the 2,000 to 4,000, right? Look at the income once you get the director. That's huge if you're looking money wise. To get that in your head as to, maybe you're just at manager and that's okay. And I don't want you to get really, oh my gosh, how do I deal with all of this? And how do I find this? Because this is this is for you to understand how to set your goals. The most important people is you're out talking to people, right? So don't feel, oh my gosh, I need to become a mathematician. I need to figure all this out. And I'm going to sit down and you spend a lot of time doing this. Don't get it bit by bit as you learn it. But still, the most important thing is to go out and talk with people. Okay, next slide. So what if you say weight loss is not my thing? Let's look at it from the upbeat perspective. So I kind of lump these together because there's 2 different things to kind of be aware of. So the 32 PV, which is what these numbers are under, elevate is 35. So you're actually going to make a little bit more, and you might need 1 person less, over time. And then the Pro Vitality is in the middle. So if you're that person who's going to go out and say, look at manager is 15 people. So you go out with the upbeat or the elevate, and you talk to 5 of your friends, and those 5 people go out and talk to 2 people, because it's not just you, because everything comes up, right? So your friends talk to 5, and then they talk to 2 people. Well, there's your 15 to become a manager with the upbeat, right? Or the elevate or the Pro Vitality, depending what you're doing. Here's the big difference. If you're using upbeat and elevate, yes, at manager, you will have your 500 points and you will get 127.57. What you won't get, because it's not a health pack, is the 73.36, right? Because upbeat and elevate are a product, but it's not involved in the 3 for free. Okay, senior manager. Obviously, it's a smaller amount, being 32 PV versus 146. So you need to talk to 31 people to get to that 1,000 point. Executive member, you're talking to 62, and director, you're talking to 125. It is doable if that's where you are and who you're talking with. But here's the thing. You have some people who might want these products, and then they decide they want something else. Or you have some people using the upbeat, and you say, well, do you know what? I want at least 3 people using the Pro Vitality because I want mine free. So all of a sudden, you get that 73.36 or that 146.72 for 2 of them if you have 6 people. So your business is going to be in the middle. And Nada once shared with me recently, she talked with somebody and said, oh my gosh, I have this amazing Elevate. And the person went, and Nada said, it's this great energy drink. And the person responded by saying, oh, that's interesting. Not really interested in the energy drink, but you have something for weight loss. So it was opening the door to other conversations. So yes, I've done it here as if 100% of what is leading the warehouse is that one product, but that's not going to be your business, most likely. It's going to be a mixture. So you probably won't need 15, 31, and 62 because you'll have other products that might have more points. Okay. Okay, so Nada, hopefully you've got a little bit of an idea here from the points for what you want with your goals there. So Nada, if you want to go to the next slide. Okay, so now let's go back to your short-term and medium-term and long-term goals. And I want you to select one of the goals from one of those areas that we can do and use for the exercise tonight. You can do more with your other areas and your vision later, but I just want you to select one that's focused with the business so we can go with an exercise that we're going to do. And hopefully this becomes a little bit more clearer. I hope it's not clear as bun, but it might be for some of you over time as we go through, because that's a lot of numbers to kind of wrap around especially if you're hearing it for the first or second time. Okay. I see some heads down, so people are still kind of thinking. So I'll give you a couple of minutes just to kind of wrap around what you want to do. I always come with a piece of paper to these because I'm a person who will give you information, but it's going to be a hands-on doing it so that you're actually walking away with something. Okay, you want to go to the next slide then, Nada? Okay, how to make a goal. These are the big things. SMART. It's been around for years and years. It's something that I've always used. Lots of businesses use it. I'm sure that there's other ones that are out there that people have tried using, but this is the one that I've pulled up to share tonight. So when you are setting your goals, you want them to be specific, something that needs to be accomplished. Okay. You want it to be measurable. So we're going to put some numbers to it, and we're going to do an exercise to understand this. It needs to be achievable. What do I mean by that? If you say, oh my gosh, I'm going to become a Emerald director in the next 6 months, or actually, do you know what? I'm going to say a director in the next 6 months. Is it doable? Absolutely, it's doable. Nada did it in 2 months. I did it in 5 months. It is doable. But if you're looking after a parent, or you're working part-time, or somebody is sick, or you're traveling quite a bit. Now you can still talk while you're traveling, but if there's things that are happening within your life where it's not going to happen in 2 months or 3 months, make sure that your goals that you set make sense for you. That's what achievable means. Is it relevant? Here's the thing. Does it align with your vision? Or why bother doing it? Sometimes we'll say, yeah, do you know what? I'd really like to have this goal. And then I'll say, okay, well, how is that connected? Oh, well, it just seems like a fun thing. Well, maybe it is, but if you're focusing on growing the business, make sure that it is related to growing your vision for your business. And timely is set a start and an end date. Okay. All right. Next one, Nada. All right. So here we go. And I want you to kind of work through what you're doing. Here's example number 1, possibly a medium-term goal. Personally, I want to save $5,000, and this is how I'm writing it. It's very specific. I want to save $5,000 to do a mom-son trip, and my time is in January. That's when we go skiing. So make sure what you write down is specific. Okay. M, measurable. Okay, from now until January, I have 5 months. So I'm going to save $1,000 per month for the next 5 months. I've broken it down as to how I'm going to do this. Okay. And just know from here, when we get to the planning, we will then go with, okay, so if I have to make this much money, how many people do I need to talk to? And how much product has to leave the warehouse for this to happen? So that's kind of like that next step and nowhere. Is it achievable? Stay as a director. Okay. Yes, it aligns with my vision. Under relationships, because it's my connection money to go skiing with my son. Time frame. Yes, August to December. So start looking at that one that you picked and write down specifically what you want to do moving forward. Here's example number 2, possibly short-term, medium, long, depending on how you're doing this. You want to become a senior manager. Therefore, is it measurable? Yes. You want to reach 1,000 points. You decide, is it 2 months, 6 months, a year, depending on how much you are focused on the business and how much time you have to invest. Is it achievable? Yes, it's achievable when I earn 600 points in my first month. This is if I'm going to do it short term, let's say in 2 months. Then I want to retain, because this is residual, right? This is why this business is so wonderful. Some people will say, hey, this wasn't for me, but others will say, yes, I'd like my second monthly shipment, right? So let's pretend that you only retain 500 out of that 600. And then that next month you get another 500 points. Now you're at your 1,000. Okay, so that's why it's achievable, because I said in 2 months. Maybe you need to say 6 months, and you need to say, 200 the first month and 200 the next, and then it goes down to 100 because some people drop off. But you figure out for yourself how much time you need and how it's going to be achievable or attainable. Okay. Yes, it aligns with my vision under finance for your income, because that's what you're looking for. And your time frame is August, starting today. And depending on whether you pick 2 months or 6 months or 4 months or whatever, you'll decide on your time frame. So I have 2 more examples. So as I'm going through these, just look at yours and work out your one. Okay. Okay, Nada, next slide. Okay. Example number 3, short-term goal. You want to save $200 for an Impact Summit 2024 ticket. So the tickets are $149 US. So changed into Canadian is just under 200. So let's go with the 200. And you want to save it this month. I did this in July, so now that's in April, right? Or August, I mean. Okay, you want $200. Yes, it's achievable part-time if I become a manager with 3 shape-up solutions, because I'm going to get $128 from that other slide, $128.31. I need 200, right? Then I have my 3 shape-up solutions. So instead of me having to pay for my product, I'm going to be getting them free. Actually, you'll get them free the next month, so it might kind of bump your head out a month. Okay, is it relevant? Yes, it aligns with my vision under business because it's the community. That was that word that I stuck on my vision board. I love the community. And I want to go to Impact Summit to learn, to be around upbeat people, And the time frame for now is the month of August. Okay. Example number 4, more of a long-term goal. Save I made a guess at about $2,000 for flights and room and the food. So if we break that down over the next 10 months, that's another $200 each month over the next 10 months. Okay, once again, is it achievable? Yes, it's achievable. And I'm doing it part-time. So if you're doing a little more, or you're, earning even more money than this, then you're ahead of the game, right? So, 128.31 using the shape-up solution as well. Or senior manager, if you can get to that level, your payout at 1,000 points is 352, and you got it covered plus some. And whether you do that shape-up solution or whether you do that upbeat or any product in between, if you reach senior manager, you are getting well over $200. Put it aside, you're all set to go to Impact Summit, right? Does this align with my vision? Yes, health-wise, mental health-wise, the positivity of knowing that, hey, I'm setting this aside, I'm going to be around the people that just lift my spirits, and we all work together. It's a vacation for some people to see a new place, whatever your reason is, it's relevant. And here your time frame is September 1st to June 30th, right? Because you have 10 months to do it. Okay, I hope that's making sense. Make any comments. Yes, I'm kind of getting the hang of this. Yes, this is helpful to kind of see it laid out.
Do you want some feedback, Shelley, from people now? Where we were wondering if you wanted to wait. Is there another slide after this?
I think we'll wait. We'll wait. Yep, they can write it in the chat and we can go from there.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so we'll just go on to the next slide as we go.
That's all I have, I think.
Oh, okay.
I downloaded the whole thing that you sent me.
No, that's fine. Bring it up.
So just this back one?
Yep. Yeah, let's just go to there for a minute. Okay. The one thing that I want you to know is that, and this was something that, you're going to figure things out, like one goal or two goals or three goals. Like you can have a goal and write your goals, maybe go back to the one before so people see a different way to write the goals. No, she'll do that. She seemed to have gone off screen for a second. If you write a goal for your health, maybe it's to have, how many workouts. I'd like to have 3 workouts a week. That doesn't involve PV and your points and money, like your dollars, unless you're paying, to go to a gym or something like that, then that's separate. But, you could write your goals for those, and that's a little bit separate than kind of understanding how it works with the whole points. That's more of your vision. So that's something else that you can do. Make sure that you share your goals with your upline or whoever you're working with or alongside with, so they can they know and they can, encourage you and help you along. One thing, Chad Johnson was on a call. He's from the Wisdom Builders, and he's done a lot of training and mentorships. And he actually said, so yes, we've set all these goals that are specific and measurable and achievable. Well, what if I didn't achieve it? Here's the thing. You are probably a little step farther than you were before just by focusing on it. So one of the things that his mentor said to him, and these are people who are mentors of people doing $1 million businesses, right? That there are no unrealistic goals, just unrealistic timeframes. So if it's your goal according to your vision, and this is something that is so important to you, you'll make it happen. But maybe when you got to T, as in time frame, you just quite didn't judge things, or something came up in your life. So what we don't want is for you to feel that you failed, or that, oh my gosh, I can't do this. It's recognize where something got in the way of it, and look at whether or not you need to downscale or whether or not you need to extend your time frame, because you want it to happen because it was on your vision board to happen. Okay, so just know that. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is, if you're new to this, I said just do the one goal, but keep it simple. Learn along the way. And I mentioned at the beginning, it would be, part of doing a business is your enthusiasm and you just going out and talking to people and your excitement of building a business. And, Nada mentions this at the beginning too, when she says, do you know what? I just went out and talked. I really didn't understand everything. So keep that as your focus, and then learn these steps and learn as you go along, because they have to kind of go hand in hand. You can go out and talk to people at the beginning for quite a while, and you can be successful becoming a manager or becoming a senior manager or even a director like we did. But if you don't really understand or know your path of where you're wanting to go and how to get there and how to build that way, at some point it could kind of hinder things. So just kind of know that we're showing you this so that you can start to understand it, and you'll get it as you do your vision more, as you then figure out how many points, and we'll get even deeper into that a little bit with our next session on the plan. But hopefully this gave you a little bit of a basic understanding of where to start. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is, can we pause the recording and see if people have questions, and see whether or not it's something that we will add on to here, or whether some time needs to be taken to kind of pull together some of the answers and then do it as part of next week.
Okay, you sure you want me to pause? Because sometimes that's the part that people really enjoy and learn from, or do you think it'd be too much, Shelley?
I'd really like you to pause.
Okay, all right, I will do that right now. Give me 1 second. Forget how to do that. Hang on. I think I have to stop share first. Oh no, here we go, pause. Your screen sharing is paused. Hang on. Nope, hang on. I think I might have to do something different here. I think I have to stop the share first. Hang on. Yeah, hang on.